Autistic Gamer 7, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. As you can probably tell by the title, this is the April collab startup here on the channel. So this is going to be the monthly collab for April. Obviously you could tell that I am building a house here. If you follow me on Twitter, I did do a poll based on, because I had two ideas of what I wanted to possibly do this month. I think I already have an idea what I'm going to do next month, but I couldn't figure out which thing I wanted to do this month. So I did a poll over on my Twitter for you all to decide in between the two. Basically, one was me building a house and different people getting individual rooms, and then also having a color that they have to stick with in that room. So it'd be like inside, once you go to inside this house, it's going to be a very multicolored house. So that was one of the options, and that obviously was the one that was the winner, because here I am building a house, and the other one had nothing to do with the house, which the other one was the option to take my Sims and turn them into your style. So like using your CC or using like your Maxis stuff, that however you usually create Sims and things like that. I'm not going to go into detail of what I was planning on if that was the one that won, but it was winning for a while there, so I was actually starting to get stuff ready for that one in my head, like preparing for that one, and then last minute this one sort of won. I think it was really close though. I think it was like 56 to 44 or something like that %. So it was a really close poll, but this is the one that won. So I built this house last night, and I built it pretty quick, and I had nothing that I was going off of. I was randomly building, which honestly, to me personally, when I randomly build, half of the time I don't think the houses or the building, like, they don't turn out bad, but I don't think they turn out as good as the ones that I use references for. Even if I only use like a particular part of a house from a picture as reference and then base off everything else off of that, it just seems to go better when I do it that way. But this one was completely just out of my head, just decided to start randomly building, and I actually really, really love how it turned out. Like, this was built only for this collab, but I'm really thinking about eventually, once this collab's over with, actually going through and designing it and like doing like stuff myself to actually use in my main save, because I really liked how this house turned out. It is what is here is base game only. I didn't do anything on the interior. All the stuff I did is on the exterior. The only thing I did do on the interior was like the layout and the stairs and things like that and the doors. So those are like obvious things just to get things in place. The rest of it, I didn't do anything to. Now there is going to be this, because of the way this collab's going to be, there is going to be a limit of how many people can be in this one. So it is going to be first come, first serve for this one. Some of my monthly collabs end up this way, and some of them don't, depending on how popular this ends up being. Just know that you might want to, if you do want to ensure your spot and you want to ensure which room you get, definitely try to get a hold of me as soon as possible. Message me over on my Twitter letting me know, and even if I don't see it right away, when I have these monthly collabs and the way it works, I'll go down to the first person who commented or tweeted me, and not just go to the first person I see who's talking about it. I'll go down to, if someone replied like at 2 o'clock and I'm looking at it at like 5:30 and someone had just replied at 5:20, I'm gonna go give the person at 2 o'clock the first dibs, just because that's fair. They're the first ones to try to get in touch with me and everything like that. So basically, the sooner you get in touch with me, whether or not you hear from me right away, because I do have work today. I'm actually recording the voiceover before the same day I'm posting the video, so I do have work today later on, so I will be at work, and I will try to comment if any people come through trying to say they want to be in the collab as fast as I can or as quick as I can, but I am at work, so just be prepared that I might not answer right away, but definitely get your tweet over sent to me so that I can know that, you know, this is the room you want and this is the color, because the colors are also going to be limited as well. So, but anyway, let me get to some of the basics. I tried to be as prepared for this one as I possibly could be, because I feel like sometimes after I do some of these, like, monthly collab startups, and then I get, like, questions, and I'm like, I should have thought about that, and said it in the video. Now, of course, I'm probably still gonna miss some things. Feel free to definitely, ask me questions, you know, get a hold of me on Twitter, or even comment down below in the comments, or, you know, whatever it is to get a hold of me. I have a Discord and stuff. I also probably am going to be trying to make a DM in the Twitter section. So, and if you don't have a Twitter, again, I have a Discord, I have Instagram. Like, if for some reason you don't have one of those or something, you can get a hold of me on YouTube, Instagram, Discord, whatever it may be. All of that information will be down in the description below, so you can go and add me on those. So you can always still get a hold of me in some of those ways, and I'll keep you in touch with what's going on in the group DM if you don't have Twitter. So don't worry if you don't have Twitter. Like, that is usually the main one that I try to get all the information out. But if for some reason you don't have Twitter, or for some reason your Twitter is acting weird, I definitely will still let you know everything that's going on that in the group DM and all that stuff, and let you know different stuff, and any questions you have, and any questions that maybe others have arose that I might be like, oh, this is a question that's been asked, thought I'd just go ahead and tell you. So anyway, on to the basis of this. There is 17 rooms. Technically there's more rooms than that, but some of them I've sort of merged together just because of the size or the what it is. So obviously some rooms are going to be bigger than others, and some are going to probably have more detail depending on how you want to do it, or depending on how you usually design. So one of the rooms is one of the actual merge rooms. It's going to be 3 bathrooms. I'm going to have a layout at the end of the video here, 3 different pictures of the top view, and I actually went through and drew the outlines and put the names in them. I'm also going to share those over on my Twitter as well, so that you can see those that way too. I can't draw straight when using a computer mouse, just letting you know that right now. But anyway, so when you see the layout, there is going to be ones that have B1, B2, B3. Those 3 are put together, and those are the bathrooms. So basically, if you end up getting the bathrooms, or choosing the bathrooms, you can style each bathroom slightly different, but the color that you choose has to be the main color in all 3 of them. Which to me personally, a lot of bathrooms in houses usually, except for the master, they usually resemble each other to a certain extent. Unless it's connected to an actual bedroom. So like the master bedroom, and sometimes, you know, you have one bedroom like that's a guest bedroom, or the older kid's bedroom or something like that, that actually does have a bath attached to it. Those tend to be the only ones that to me look differently, because they're ones that not everyone usually is going to be using. It's going to be mainly the people in that bedroom using, so they're going to put their style in that. But these 3 are just for everyone's use. So you, every person who comes to this house would have access to this bathroom and would be using this bathroom. So these, I would imagine, would have similar styles, but again, if you choose to do the bathrooms, that is completely up to you. All the requirements for you is to keep with that color. And I'll get to the colors a little bit in the detail here in a moment. Another room is going to be the living room. It is downstairs, and it's probably the biggest actual room. And I say actual room because here in a moment I'll tell you that there's 2 that's not necessarily rooms. So, but it's probably the biggest actual room. So if you really want to do a big one, this is probably the one that you want to try to grab first. So, and then there is also the entryway / hallway 1 is what I put it as. So the entryway, obviously, it's where the door is, and the hallway is going up around, and it connects to one of the bathrooms and one of the other rooms that I'm going to get to here in a moment. But it's actually not, the hallway's not closed off. It's literally connected to the entryway, but it is still sort of a hallway. So that is one of them. That is like one of the rooms. This is one of the things that's not necessarily a room. And this is going to be outside, but it's going to be the front. And once you see the layout, I show how to section off. It's basically that big giant, like the tall fence that's in the back. That's what separates the front and the back outside. So those are 2 separate sections that you can choose. You can choose the front outside or the back outside. The back outside is that fenced in area back there that has like the little, I don't even know, doesn't have anything actually over it. It's a design that an element that I sort of stole from a previous build that I sort of like the idea of, like with these columns and stuff. There's nothing covering it technically. I mean, if you wanted to cover it, I guess you could, but there is nothing currently covering it. It's just sort of open, but it's sort of more of a design element. But so that is those two areas there. Next is the dining room, which the dining room and the kitchen are actually open up to each other, but I do in the layout show where the actual split is at. So, when you see me do the layout, there's like, where the dining room's at, there's an open way with 2 columns that goes into the kitchen. The dining room stops where those columns are, and then the kitchen begins. So those are 2 rooms, because the kitchen was the next one I was going to reference. So the dining room and the kitchen is 2 other rooms. The room that the first hallway connects to, that's near the, I think, what I labeled bathroom 2, because 2 bathrooms are downstairs, 1 is upstairs, is the activity or hobby room. So you can literally, if you choose this room, and it's one of the more sizable rooms too, but if you choose this one, you literally can do whatever hobby or activity, whether it's painting or a gym or archaeology, whatever it may be, whatever you want to do. That is the room that is basically that. So, like, someplace for the kids or the adults or something like that. Now, I do have a study, so it probably wouldn't be anything that is, like, real hard study-like, so no, like, computers or bookcases and stuff, unless it referred back to, like, you had a bookcase for, like, art books or something like that, basically. But, you know, it wouldn't be strong on the whole study thing. Anyway, now, that is the complete bottom section. The top section is going to, which one of the bathrooms, like I said, is in technically it's the middle floor. Up on the middle floor, there's the stairway, which is where the room that the stairs walk up into, and the hallway too. Now, they are separated, but I put them together as a section for someone to choose. So if you choose that, you would get the stairway and that hallway 2 section. And the hallway, partially because, like, especially with the hallways, there's not a whole lot you would be doing other than wallpaper and maybe artwork, maybe a little sitting area, something like that. And the same for the stairways. Of course, you know, if you have some other ideas and you want to go, that's just me personally, that's usually what I do, is put, like, sitting areas and paintings and stuff. But if you have something else in mind for the stairway and hallway, and you want to go crazy with it, feel free to go crazy with it, as long as it sticks within your color palette that you choose. So, but those 2 are going to be things that you get together. Now, there's going to be 2 bedrooms that are sort of small, close to the hallway. Those are going to be the kids' bedroom 1 and 2. So one person can choose kids' bedroom 1, and someone could choose the kids' bedroom 2. Beside that is going to be the master bedroom, and inside the master bedroom is the master bath. Now, with the master bath, actually, once you download the actual build, the master bath is going to look a slightly different size than what is shown in the video. I tried to sort of, when I drew on the little layouts that I have, I tried to sort of fix it, how I sort of changed the bathroom, because I made it just a tiny bit bigger, just because sometimes filling up bedrooms can be awkward, just because there's not, like, if you have a study or whatever, you're not going to put, like, multiple computers in there or whatever, but of course, depending on the sim you choose also, well, like, the sim that you're styling for, technically, might also change that, but it was pretty big, and the master bathroom wasn't that big, so I was like, you know what, let me just make it a little bit bigger. Anyway, so, yeah. Those are going to be 2 individual rooms, so someone can pick the master bedroom, and someone can pick the master bathroom. And it'd be interesting to see what 2 colors those end up being, or if because the colors I give you, which again, I'll get to the colors here in a moment, up to 2 people can pick the same color, so if 2 people pick, the people that get the master bedroom and the master bath end up picking the same color, that's gonna be a very strange coincidence. But anyway, then also, like I said, there is a study. The study's down on the other end of the hallway, along with the guest room. The guest room, I believe, when you're looking at my layouts, it's gonna be on the left, because the way I took the picture and the study was on the right. So basically, the study's towards the front end of the house. The guest rooms towards the back end of the house. That's probably better to describe it. But again, I will be having these layouts up on my Twitter so that if you need to go look at them without being in the video, they will be there for you to be able to look at. Also, if you ever if you can't decide which one, you can tell me and request it, like request to see it because you can't find it or something. I will easily send it to you, so just let me know if you can't find it or something like that, or you just want to see it again. I will send it to you. Now, also there is a balcony that is outside near the hallway stairway section that I decided to put as a separate thing because I didn't really see it fitting with to be able to pick anyone because it's not attached to any bedrooms or anything like that. So I did decide to make it its own little thing. So it's sort of small, but it is a room. The last thing, which is going to be the upper floor, and I forgot about it while I was building it first, so I went to go start taking the screenshots for the layout pictures and then realized I forgot about that upper section. The upper section is going to be the attic. So, basically, you can do literally whatever you want to do in the attic. If you want to make it a creepy attic that is not barely used, you could do that. If you want to make it something that is used quite often and has a purpose, you can do that as well. What's also going to be included in the attic space is also the stairwell area that goes up into the attic. Now, it's so tiny, there's not much to do, but basically just the wallpaper or whatever and stuff, you can change it there as well. And if you want to try to put like something on the wall down there, you can as well. But so that is going to be the 17 rooms. Now there is some color options to give you. I think there's 8 that I wrote, which is basically the primary, secondary, and then black and white. Technically, if you listen to an art teacher, black and white is technically not a color. So, but for this instance, I'm using them as colors just because they're used quite often. So, obviously you have red, you have blue, you have yellow, you have orange, purple, green. Oh, I also included brown because brown's a big color, like the browns, tans, and stuff like that. Black and white. Now, with the colors, you don't have to stay so true to red. So basically variations of that color, like examples for red would be like pink, maroon, burgundy, as long as it's in that red family and doesn't start venturing over to like its secondary colors, which is purple and orange. You use red for those. As long as it doesn't start venturing over into those two colors, you can use different tints and shades of red in the room, as long as it's red and it's tints and shades and not going into tints and shades of the secondary colors. It helps make. Same with purple, lilac, lavender, plum, anything that's in that sort of family can be used with that color as long as it doesn't venture into any other colors sort of zones. Oh, here's the layouts here. I think by the time I'm doing this voiceover, I may have to extend the video since I haven't got to say everything. So the base rules of that. Oh, also black and white, you can venture into gray as much. Just don't try to get too close to white if you chose black, and too close to black if you chose, white if you chose black. I said, you probably get what I'm trying to say. I think I said that completely wrong. But anyway, the basic rules, you can't change the color of the exterior walls. So if you got the outside sections, the balcony, the front or back outside, you can't change the exterior walls colors or any of the columns or fences that are already existing. You also cannot take those away. So any doors, any walls, any columns, any of that stuff, you can't change the color of them or take them away. But if for some reason, for like design purposes or whatever, you can add. So you can add another wall or a half wall or fences if it benefits you in some sort of way and you're decorating. You can definitely add those sort of things if you need to. Now, again, like I normally do, it doesn't matter if what platform you use to share, like, your builds or whatever you do, whether it's Instagram or Twitch or YouTube or Tumblr or Twitter. Doesn't really matter. I don't worry about whether or not, you can, because some people I think since I'm doing this on YouTube, you have to be a YouTuber. It's definitely not that case. You don't have to be a YouTuber to be a part of this collab. You can be whatever. Just one of the things that I would suggest is if you are like a YouTuber, let me know when your video does go live, I don't care that what time in the month you put your video live. Probably later would just be better, just because everyone's stuff is probably going to be coming out towards the later half of the month. So definitely just keep that in mind, but otherwise it doesn't really matter if for some reason you need to publish it at a certain time. That is perfectly fine. Just if you do, link me the, send me the link so that I can share it along others, so that others can go and view it as well. And if you ever post it on Instagram or whatever, just be able to send me some of that stuff so I can try to remember to share it with others so that people can see, because that's part of the reason of the big collabs. I want to share other people's works and other people's stuff and let other people find amazing, talented people and some great other simmers out there. So that's a big point of this collab. If you're on Twitch and you're going to go live while starting to work on your room, send me, the link and I'll share it and all that stuff. So just things like that to keep in mind, whatever you're doing, so that I can share it with others and others can go get a chance to view it. I personally probably won't be looking at it, and even if I pop up in the Twitch, if I'm actually at home, I'll probably just have it on the side, just because I do a tour at the end and I want my reaction for the tour to be a little bit more genuine, so I don't want to see any of the stuff, or at least too much of the stuff beforehand. So I might pop in to give you support and stuff, but I may not totally watch it, just because I want it to be a surprise when I actually go to do the tour. So anyway, and also make sure at some point I will ask this over on the Twitter DM or whatever, however I'm getting in contact with you, to send me any links over that you want to be in the description of my video. So if you have multiple social medias and you want all of them to be, that is perfectly fine. If you only have one or two, that is also perfectly fine. If you just want it to be your Twitch and Twitter, that's fine. If you want it to be your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Tumblr, that is fine as well. So whatever links you want in there, just at some point, make sure you send them to me. I try to remember to add them to the startup video as well, so that people can go ahead and either find you on Twitch or Twitter, whatever it is, and go ahead and follow you on those, so that they can be ready for whenever you do go live, or when you post the video or pictures or whatever. So I try to remember to put it up on the startup one. Sometimes I'm really bad at remembering to do that, but the sooner you send me those, the more likely I can actually get them up on the startup video, so that anyone who views it throughout the month, they can go ahead and go find you and be prepared for when you put your video or go live or whatever it is. So anyway, I also already have thought of hashtags. I am really bad at not thinking of hashtags. This is up on the gallery already. I actually posted it as soon as I finished building it last night. So it is already up on the gallery. It is under the hashtags ArtisticGamer7, ArtisticGamer7 Collabs, April Collab, and Multicolor Collab. So I will try to remember to put those up on the screen as well, so that you can see what how the spelling and stuff is done, and also try to remember to put them somewhere in the description if I can remember that. So that is the hashtags you will be using when you upload your room onto the gallery. Now you can upload just the room, but if you upload the whole entire house, that's perfectly fine, because I know how to get just the room out of there. So however you upload it, with the whole house attached to it or just the room itself, doesn't matter, it's good, it can fit. This is built on I think it's a 40 by 30 lot, so just keep that in mind when you go to put it in your world. Again, it is all base game what I have done, but what you do can be all the packs, because I have them all. So you can use whatever packs you want. You can use Strange Reveal, you can use Get Together. Is that one of the older ones? Is it bad that I start forgetting the name sometimes? Get Famous, Jungle Adventure, Laundry Day, even My First Pet stuff. Whatever it is you want to use, you have the free ability to use any objects you want, except for CC. I asked for you not to use CC because it is really hard to actually go and find the same CC you have. I usually make an exception for my cast type collabs, but for the build collabs, it's a little bit harder to do it that way and get everyone's CC and stuff. And also, builds I feel like look really great with or without CC, versus me personally, I don't know what I would do without my cast CC, so I understand when it comes to that type of CC. But anyway, that I'm gonna stop talking. That is all. Oh, wait, no, wait. One more thing. The due date. So the due date is preferably the 24th of April, because there is a thing at work that is like a big giant thing that weekend. I think the 27th and the 28th that I for surely am going to have to work, and I don't know how long I'm going to be working them. So preferably the 24th. But I will accept the 26th as well, because if some people are turning them in on the 24th, I can start getting at least the rooms together and have some of it done and getting ready, and just add those from the 26th later. But 26 is definitely like the cutoff unless some things changes. I don't know my work schedule other than those 2 days. I may have the 26th off. I may not actually work as much on the 27th and the 28th. I don't know, but I want to get this video ready for the 29th or the 30th. Also, depending on how long it is, I may have to split it. So, just to keep those things in mind, preferably 24th, definitely the 26th. So, just keep those dates in mind. It is only a room build, though, so it's not as big as a actual house build. So, hopefully, you know, that helps with any time crunches. I know, especially for anyone who's in, like, college especially, sometimes these last so many, like, the months in between March and May, you know, March, April, May, they're a little hectic, so hopefully it just being a room build will help in that situation. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited for this collab. I really am looking forward to how it turns out. Make sure you get a hold of me as fast as possible to tell me which room you want and which color. Again, the colors, 2 people can have the same color, but once, like, if one person asks for red and then 2 people later another person asks for red, then red's filled up and no one else gets red. So just keep that in mind, and possibly have a secondary room or color picked out, especially depending on how late you are asking, because it is first come, first serve. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Really looking forward to the end of this. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can see the tour video. And also try to remember to check out everyone who's going to be a part of this collab. Again, I will try to put them all down in the description below, along with all of my social medias and all that stuff. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!